What up, brothers? Coming at you with another video. This one's kind of starts in the middle a little bit just because I missed some of the filming in the beginning, but so I'm just making an intro here. It's basically just taking the whole dash support out of the Cobalt with the air box still attached and coming out as one unit. So let's get to it. So now there's a few more bolts in the engine bay that I gotta get to actually get it off. The bolts in the engine bay are those ones there. There's another one hiding down along that rail. If you get the option, don't work on rusty cars. It's a bad idea. It always takes twice as long. So some of those bolts in the firewall are so rusted, you know, they're just a real fight getting out. Best way to attack a rusty bolt though is if it starts getting really tough, wheel it back in and wheel it back out and keep doing that. So it'll improve your chances of not breaking it, because if it gets stiff and you continue to work it, a lot of times it'll break. But if you keep working it in and out, it kind of cleans up the threads. It'll make it a lot easier going back together and you won't break the bolt most likely. Now this thing should come out. So we're changing the plan of attack here a little bit. So instead of trying to take just the airbox off, we realize there's still something holding it together, but the fact being is I want to get this entire dash out so I can get the pad out from behind it, and then we can kind of take it apart as it's out of the car. So what he's doing is going after the bolts that are holding all the pedal linkage together and more bolts that are holding on the firewall. So that's what we're focusing on now, and then we'll just pull this thing out as one unit. Here we go.
Now I'm going to attach the wires. Before I break something.
Pedal's coming out.
Eventually. Right. There it is! What?
Oh, God.
It's kind of a pain in the ass to take this thing out, honestly. I think that was a challenge. You had this clip. You have to come in here. You can see this clip goes straight into here and has these little tabs that hook into on the inside. Basically I had to press it together and then it came out, but it wasn't as easy as just pressing it together. The one on this side was kind of a fight. I had to stick a screwdriver in this side and really kind of push it in and pry it out, you know, the back of the pedal. But then I was able to come out.
So this bottom one here, if you can see it, wasn't bad, but this top one, you couldn't see. I had to come like around the frame of the dash and in from here.
He's talking about that bolt right there on the master cylinder itself.
Through that hole on the left there.
Had to come through here to get the bolt from there.
And use a swivel, and it was really, you couldn't see it until you really put your head up in there.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot on there. Now I'm going to take off these main bolts. There may be some hiding still that we don't see, but it should just be these main bolts on the side, on the top, down there, on both sides, and this whole dash should come out.
Shifter, bro!
You got it, it's heavy.
Wow, dudes. That was quite a bit of work there. There it is out of the car. So yeah, so here it is all out of the car. Gas, brake, clutch, fuse, remove that. This is the whole box. Now I'm gonna pull this heater core out. I'm gonna keep the AC just because of the inner chiller, obviously. But and I have to keep all this dash pad here, or all this frame support for because it's, you know, supports all the pedals and whatnot, unless I'm gonna get real crazy and fabricate some other stuff, which I don't care to do all that. But yeah, and here's that ugly mat. This is what I was trying to get to the whole time, is this whole mat that runs up the firewall. It's pretty cool. And there's that computer. That's I think this is the amp for the Pioneer system in this car. That went on the back of the dash, like right on the left side there next to the pedals behind everything. And just lift it out on those tabs. They just lifts out and pulls off, which is really easy, and nice and easy.
It weighs a whopping 2.5 pounds.
So clean.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, this might weigh 15 or 20 pounds.
Was it worth it?
To be honest, people, unless you're going for every ounce like I am, that's probably not worth it.
Probably better off drilling holes in the hood.
Seriously, yeah, because we saw how much that got us last time. Well, it took quite a bit longer than I expected, but we got it out. She's looking clean. There's a lot of bolts on here, so this kind of gives you a better idea of where all those bolts were with everything off. They had to remove all those bolts in order to get it out. Now there's still a little bit more trimming as far as weight goes, but I think the next thing to do to speed up the process is actually get the engine out, because it's gonna spend some time at the machine shop and figuring out what parts I'm gonna need, because I don't know what's wrong with the engine. I don't know if it's the ring lands that are cracked, or if it's the piston cylinder walls that are getting scratched up. I definitely want to give myself plenty of time to get that done so we can get it all back together. I still got to cut the rails out of the doors that look pretty heavy to lighten it up some more. Also got to do a little bit of the sound deadening. I've seen a lot of guys do the dry ice treatment to this, so I'm going to try the same thing. And yeah, later on we're going to figure out what the hell to do with that hole, but hey, that's for later. I don't really have much else other than that as far as the weight reduction goes, and just making sure I can put as little as possible. I'm going to take apart this air box so you can see how that is, what I'm going to put back in it that way. But yeah, so that is it. I'll see you guys later.